We start our part on the California Zephyr in Denver. There's a total of 7 of us in our party. We were scheduled to depart at 8:05 a.m. from Denver's Union Station and arrive at Salt Lake City Amtrak station that night at 11:05 p.m., 15 hours later. However, the train was a little behind, and we ended up leaving about 35 minutes later than scheduled. The Zephyr is an Amtrak passenger train that goes from Chicago to the San Francisco Bay Area at Emeryville with trains going each way daily. The total route from Chicago, Illinois to Emeryville, California is 2,438 miles.
Well, we're here. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
It goes through several big cities like Omaha, Denver, Salt Lake City, and Reno on its route. Our portion today is 426 miles. It's Amtrak's longest daily route and second longest overall. From the Chicago terminal to the Emeryville terminal, it's scheduled to take 51.5 hours, but delays do happen. The California Zephyr leaves Denver and starts the long climb out of the Great Plains into the Rockies. On the exposed Big Ten curve, hopper cars filled with sand have been placed alongside the line as a windbreak. Winds can easily reach 70 miles per hour sweeping across the Big Ten. On more than one occasion, prior to the addition of the windbreak, the winds actually blew the train right off the tracks. So in the early 1970s, these windbreaks were put in place. Denver is an elevation of 5,280 feet, and the train has to climb to our highest point on the route, which is the Moffett Tunnel at 9,200 feet. We passed through 33 tunnels on our way to the Moffett Tunnel, which is a big boy at 6.2 miles long. Not sure I'd want to run a 10K through that. The tunnel opened in 1928, shaving 176 miles off the journey to the Pacific. When in the tunnel, the train personnel ask that you stay in whatever car you're in at the time. That way the doors don't open and let fumes in from the train. Let's just say being in such a long tunnel did not sit well with some of our traveling companions, but they did great. The train crosses the Continental Divide while in the Moffett Tunnel under James Peak, and now the water flows toward the Pacific. On this train there were 2 levels. We were on the lower level. There were 12 seats and spacing for handicap seating. The bathrooms are also on the lower level. On the upper level, there's more seating, along with the observation and dining car. However, you could only eat in the dining car if you booked a sleeper, which only 2 in our party had done. The observation car was packed through the Rockies. I recommend go early if you want a seat there during that part. Our first fresh air stop is coming up. The Fraser Winter Park Station is a train station in Fraser, Colorado. The station house is unstaffed except during the winter months. At 8,561 feet above sea level, it's the highest Amtrak station in the United States.
Alright, smile.
Alright, we're going to do it again.
Right, I can't see
Well, that's probably fine.
That's good.
Perfect. Is that a toot to already get back going?
Is it? Wow.
Back on the train, folks!
This is the second iteration of a train named California Zephyr. The original train was privately operated and ran on a different route through Nevada and California.
Here in Colorado, on our way to Salt Lake, seeing some spectacular views.
Amtrak claims the route as one of its most scenic, with views of the upper Colorado River Valley in the Rocky Mountains and the Sierra Nevada.
Patrice, you missed the full moon.
By far the most talked about scenery on the Zephyr is the moon. More accurately, the moons on the Colorado River. For rafters, the Colorado turns into Moon River when the train goes by. It's a tradition dating back decades, which apparently started in California with, shockingly enough, the promise of free alcohol. Legend has it that in 1979, a patron at the Mugs Away Saloon, which stands directly across from the railroad tracks, offered to buy anyone a drink who would run outside and moon the next train. Well, a few accepted the challenge, and a ritual was born, and has now blossomed into what we see today.
Triple moon.
The Colorado River is one of the longest rivers in the United States, passing through 6 states and 11 different national parks. It runs 1,450 miles from its start in the Colorado Rocky Mountains, flowing south where it empties into the Gulf of California and Mexico.
What you thought so far, Andrew?
I think it's
Enjoying the... All right, thank you. Anyway, been enjoying the views. Always a good interview subject. That's my brother. We got a long way to go.
yeah, we did. We're not even halfway there.
No, we're not. But that's all right. There's beer on the train. The train conductors will often come over the intercom and give you information about the area. We even got a detailed explanation about the rocks in the area. Kind of felt like I was back in science class. These folks are very informative.
Here, igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Metamorphic is right in the middle between sedimentary and igneous.
All right. Andrew, did you get all that? Gonna be a quiz later.
Also, folks, as we're making our way through these canyons here, the reason we're going so slow is because it's our responsibility when we're on these tracks to make sure that we're keeping clear of any rocks or debris that fall down from the side of the mountain. Everything that happened here as far as these floods go is due to the rain that came through here. And obviously it's raining right now, so we're trying to go slow and make sure that we don't run into anything along the tracks. Also, folks, typically on a nice day, something like this does not happen. The water on the Colorado River is typically clear, or clear-ish, but with everything that's happening, all the sediment that's getting stirred up, you can tell it's obviously not that. Look on the left side, the right side, sorry, these big piles of earth that are being moved. Also, look down on the river there, you can see what has washed over and is still there. Like Chris said, it's going to be there for a long time. There's actually a walking path, a bike path over there. You can see the remnants of it. That just kind of lets you know, I mean, everything just came flooding down and it's still there. Really, really devastating for this Glenwood Springs area, and this right here specifically. Last year there was the fires and now the floods. So take photos, folks. Very, very cool stuff.
Dude, what do you thought so far?
Just lovely. Although it's very quiet down here like a morgue.
Well, I was thinking more like the library. Everybody's whispering. I don't know why.
Yeah, seriously, I wish you'd say this is going to be a 2-minute pit stop, 5-minute.
Well, I guess are they still trying to make up time, or?
Probably. So I imagine it's...
We're taking a fresh air break here. Don't miss the train. Stay train side. Hear the on board, the 2 whistles. Get back on board.
Our second fresh air stop is Glenwood Springs. The California Zephyr snakes through the 12-mile-long Glenwood Canyon, shared on the opposite bank with I-70, and arrives at Glenwood Springs. Glenwood Springs is a town of about 10,000, and it's known for its natural hot springs.
Oh, look at y'all. Looking all good.
What's up, old man?
Get off the train, stretch legs. That's good. It's 3:05. We still got probably 9 hours to go. Well, I'm sure there'll be some shenanigans going on, but that's good. It's been good so far. Looking forward to more good times.
It does feel good to stretch your legs, get out a little bit.
Not much fresh air.
Do I? I had enough fresh air.
Oh, shoot, I should bring my ticket. Easy go around.
Fake it till you make it.
Oh, you're gonna
Well.
ask all those sticky questions.
Well, that's us. How far down is your sleeper car?
Next time you come up, you should we'll
Okay.
show it to you so you see what it looks like.
Okay.
That's the observation, and then you got the
dining.
car, and then the next one.
Oh, okay, okay. So not far. All right.
Car.
Yeah, you can come see how big that. It's like 2 seats that face, and then if you
Yeah.
pull the things up, they make one bed, and then the other is pulls down like a bunk.
Okay. So I can stretch out. And now we're coming up on our third fresh air stop, Grand Junction, Colorado. Grand Junction is the largest city on Colorado's western slope and serves as a hub for transportation and shipping between Denver and Salt Lake City. The name Grand Junction stems from the junction of the Colorado and Gunnison rivers. They have a little store here where you can get some food and drinks to take back on the train.
Next station stop coming up is Grand Junction. Grand Junction will serve as a first-year truck stop. There is also a depot by the station if anybody would like to run in and grab something to eat. Once again, next station stop will be Grand Junction.
You mean tell him?
That's not bad at all. It's kind of spitting a little. Yeah. Yeah. How long they say we're here?
10 minutes, too late?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, gonna be a party. Enjoy the rain and the smell of the Amtrak.
What are they doing? Doing loops?
I guess so. Y'all walking the whole thing here, just doing loops?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Not a lot here. Oh, you been asleep?
What, that whole time?
No.
How long did that take? 2 hours. Oh, that was a good nap.
All right.
Little red wine knocks you right out.
Not quite 2, but I'm not.
All right, stopped at Grand Junction, Colorado. Now gonna keep this leg of the journey back on track. Just had the 2 beeps, time to get back on the train. It's about to be happy hour time. The observation car is much less crowded than it was going through the Rocky Mountains. It's time for a refresher.
Lightest beer you'll see me drink. You might
Really?
get a picture of that for your wife.
All right, that's...
What'd you think of the stone?
I'm gonna get know.
In Utah, the train follows the southern rim of the Book Cliffs to their end near Helper, Utah. Helper gets its name from the helper or pusher engines that would be attached to eastbound trains here, since the trains need a little more help getting up the Rockies. The Zephyr later crosses the Wasatch Mountains, crossing the Soldier Summit before descending into the Wasatch Front to arrive at Salt Lake City. Sunsets from the train are a sight to see. It's been a full day, but the views and the scenery have been fantastic.